Hi everyone. So 2 days back I read a work by Ruskin Bond titled The Blue Umbrella. I read this book because I had heard a lot of good things about this, and when it comes to reading Ruskin Bond you cannot say no, right? So which is why I also thought of giving this piece a read, and I absolutely loved the work. I absolutely loved this short story. So this is a short story about a girl named Binia. She lives a very plain, ordinary and simple kind of a life along with her mother and a brother named Biju. Now one day as she goes to a forest, she witnesses a group of people enjoying their picnic. Now in that group there was a woman who badly wanted the possession of Binia's leopard pendant. Now the pendant which Binia had was made up of leopard's claw, which was a lucky charm to her. So when the lady approached her, she wasn't ready to give the pendant at any price whatsoever, but later on she willingly exchanges her pendant for a beautiful bright umbrella which the woman had. Now after acquiring the blue umbrella which the lady had, Binia was extremely happy. She was on the cloud 9 and she would every now and then flaunt her blue umbrella. Now people of the village became envious of Binia's prized possession, and everybody in the village wanted to use the umbrella, own it, have it, touch it, feel it, at least for once. Now one day one of the wealthiest shopkeepers in the village named Ram Bharosa caught the sight of Binia's blue umbrella, and he too wanted to own it. But as usual, Binia refused his offer. And later on, readers see that Ram Bharosa employed a boy named Raja Ram to help him in his shop work. Now Raja Ram, showing his loyalty towards his master or towards Ram Bharosa, promised to get him a blue umbrella only on the condition if the shopkeeper agrees to pay him ₹3. Now in an attempt to get Binia's blue umbrella, Raja Ram gets caught by Biju, who is Binia's brother, and on being asked who proposed him to do so, Raja Ram took the name of the shopkeeper, Ram Bharosa, and from then on things became all different and worse for Ram Bharosa. He lost trust of the people, he lost profits in his business, people stopped going to his shop, and he from then on became very unhappy and sad due to all these things which had been happening in his life lately. Now this side, Binia started blaming herself, and she started feeling responsible for all the misery Ram Bharosa was going through, and she somehow wanted to settle things up for Ram Bharosa. One day Binia visited the shop of Ram Bharosa, and she purposely left the umbrella there. When Ram Bharosa caught sight of the umbrella, she went to return the umbrella to Binia. And then Binia refused to take it, and she said that now the umbrella belongs to him. And this is where we learn the biggest lesson of the story, which is generosity, as Binia later on states that umbrella isn't everything. From that day things became good for Ram Bharosa, and now he was very happy. He was the happiest in fact, because now he wouldn't have to hide from people, and he could proudly say that the blue umbrella was a gift from Binia. Later in the story we see that Ram Bharosa gifts Binia a silver pendant which was made up of bear's claw, which was supposedly more luckier than that of leopard's claw. Binia smiled, and she was very happy after having received such a precious gift, and her smile was precious. And this way the story ends with some very powerful messages. First being generosity is one of the biggest traits one should inculcate. Second powerful lesson which we learned is how your greed can ruin your reputation entirely, as we saw in the case of Ram Bharosa, who almost went to the extent of planning, plotting and stealing the umbrella from Binia, and how later on he himself suffers all the pain and misery. And the third and the last lesson which I learned from the story is making sacrifices. Sometimes making sacrifices is not bad. So these were some of the lessons which I learned from the story or from this novella. Another thing I want to add here is that the story is very condensed, very short, but the lesson this story teaches you is the ultimate one. It teaches you generosity, it teaches you love, it teaches you compassion, it teaches you sacrifice, it teaches you kindness, which actually one should inculcate as a human. Second, the language is pretty much simple because obviously, you know, it's a children's read. So overall, I enjoyed reading the book, and I would recommend this piece to each one of you irrespective of your age. So go and give this piece a read. You will feel good, you will feel light. And also, if you liked the video, please consider liking it, sharing it and subscribing as well. Until then, be safe, do well, and thank you.